Does the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie stand the test of time? Or is it just that we are over-imagining our childhood memories here? Well, let's discuss more about it in this video. Let's go nya! Tokusatsu! Yes everyone, caturteer in the house here, and welcome to the Tokusatsu channel. We'll talk about Kamen Rider, Super Saiyan, Ultraman, all those stuff. Okay, so the original MMPR movie, I think, launched in the 1990s. Is it really that good? Honestly, rewatching it very recently before I did this video, I think it was really the perfect representation of the Power Rangers franchise here back in the day, with the exception of the Zords, which I felt was poorly done because of CGI. And I think its biggest downfall is the CGI, but they actually had a saving grace in all of this here. Okay, so overall this movie I felt it was really fun. Okay, I got into this movie. Okay, I like the 2017 movie where, you know, a bunch of depressed kids. These kids here are the best and the hottest kids in town. I just gives a very different feel, and they're not trying to make this a serious movie. Like from the start, they already are like laying out, this is not a serious movie. We are in here for the action, we're in here for the fun, and that's it. Yeah. Are we gonna have a good story? No, we're just gonna have a story to make a good fight scene, to have a good showcase of our Power Rangers. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And honestly, I think that works here because they have their target audience that they want to sell to kids back then. Okay, and selling Power Rangers to kids. They want, you know, kids just want cool action sequence here. Kids just want to be amazed by what is on screen, which they achieved. Okay, yeah. And mystery and discovery is more important than story. And this is something that helped very strongly in this movie, and I think that's what makes this movie feel so good. Like the mystery and discovery is more important than the story. Yeah. Alright, so now let me get into the beat by beat story or the movie discussion, and then we can talk more about why I felt that way. Okay, yeah. Alright. So, we opened up the movie with, you know, skydiving, roller blading. It was so cool, like, you know, this is what every cool kid want to do in the 1990s, right? Yeah. And not to mention, Tommy looks so hot. Okay, like, this movie was just, it was so fun right from the start. Okay, yeah, you didn't have a single down moment. The audio was good. The non-fight action sequence was good. Yeah, everything was fun. Everything was awesome. Every single scene just felt so even though they haven't gotten to the meat of the movie. And then when they introduce you to the, you know, the base, it looks so good. Like, this looks way better than what they had in the TV series. Yeah, like, this is called peak Hollywood. When you think about Hollywood, how much Hollywood can push the show up, yeah, this is called peak Hollywood, yeah. Compared to, like, let's say we are looking at 2017 movie, I believe the Japanese movies, the Sentai movies, just feel so much more energetic and visually impressive. Not in terms of like the standard, okay, yeah, in terms of, like, you know, the entertainment value of what you watch on screen just feels so much better to what you have like in the 2017 movie, yeah. Kamen Rider, I think most of the regular series even do it better, yeah. Okay, so the thing is, in this case, they're really showing the power of Hollywood, yeah, and really showing the power of budget being thrown into this, yeah. That's from the set designs, right? The costume design, everything just feels so, you know, like, it feels so much of a markup compared to what you will have seen in the TV series, yeah. And then, not only that, the costumes remake that they did for Rita, Lord Zed, Golda, and I can't remember the pig's name, yeah. It was, okay, Rita didn't feel that much special. I mean, but Golda and the pig just felt so much more lively. And Lord Zed, his brain was actually pulsing. And, like, this was peak Lord Zed, okay, yeah. This was, oh my god, the details and the muscles and all was just so good, okay, yeah. And then the And the animatronics they did for the face for Golda and the pig was also so detailed, so well done. I just feel like this is one, you know, just a notch or a few notches up from the TV series. Just feels so yeah. And Ivan Ooze is just, his personality is designed like, his design is to make you go ew. Okay, it's just so well done, yeah. It just really captures it, ooze out of things, yeah. Compared to, let's say, you know, okay, in a sense, I think Ivan Ooze kind of feel is comparable to Vita from the 2017 movie. I believe Vita, they're like just trying to copy Ivan Ooze. Now, I mean, I just watched the 2017 movie recently, and now looking at, you know, when I watched this, I was like, I think they just try to copy Ivan Ooze. Be it making a slimy Golda, or what, they just try to copy Ivan Ooze, yeah. Even Vita feels like a green female Ivan Ooze. But honestly, Ivan Ooze just, it feels so good. The slime in Ivan Ooze is just so slimy and so good, yeah. And then you have the first fight scene with the Ranger team in their human form. And honestly, I can tell you, the human form fight scene was so solid. It really makes... Okay, it's not just solid. Each one of them fight with a very unique personality. I think I was complaining in the 2017 movie that none of the Rangers had personality. And in this way, you can tell every single Ranger, the way they fight, alright, the techniques they fight, the style they fight, okay, and even the words that they say just feel so so well characterized. Yes, yeah, like each of them just felt so unique in their own ways. Yeah. And okay, talking about lines, yeah, I really love how they have all this, like, you know, cheesy punny lines. It just feels so well done. Yeah, like I don't know, I can't just pull out a line right now that say, oh, why don't you go quacking? You know, it's just so many lines in this thing that just feels... the script is just so good. The scripting is just so good. The linings are just so good, yeah. And you have none of that in the older Power Rangers, yeah. And even if you're... I mean, the 2017 Power Rangers, yeah. And even if you're looking at Cosmic Fury and all, they do not have all these witty and cool lines. The only time I remember having all these witty and cool lines was in Ones and Overs. They tried to add a bit of witty and cool lines here and there, yeah, but it then captured the youthfulness and the playfulness and the wordplay and the interesting lines they have in, like, in this movie, yeah. If you ask me, I think it was peak Power Rangers. Like, the lines they delivered was peak Power Rangers, yeah. And there's some lines, the way they delivered it, yeah, it sounds cool to kids. But, you know, when you watch it as an adult, it goes like... Yeah, hinting at a lot of things, right? Yeah. Okay, and then, you know, they were overwhelmed by the enemies and go, okay, maybe you need to morph. And you have a cool morphing sequence. It's morphing time. And that is literally what encompasses a lot of the whole Power Rangers feel. Yeah, like, you know, it's morphing time, just captures it. The suits redesigned in this ones are also really well done, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, they bring in Hollywood quality into the original Power Rangers design, yeah. All this armor, like, you know, suit that they wear, it's just so interesting, yeah. It's a very different take from King Ojas, where it's like more armored, but the armor they go for this one is like, you know, body suit, muscle suit, padded armor, which is actually a very interesting touch to the whole thing, yeah. I like that they are re-attempting this in something in Cosmic Fury, where the armor felt something like this, yeah, but of course in Cosmic Fury it was more cleaned up. It didn't have this rough but powerful looking texture, yes, yeah, that they have in this movie. And I really enjoyed... okay. So the next thing is, you know, Ivan Ooze went and destroyed the base. I think this scene was so good, like he was bringing out the Black Plague, the Revolution, like, you know, two kids, we are like, he's just sprouting cool lines, but to adults they go like, oh, it's really building a lot of character into Ivan Ooze and who he is, yeah. Okay. I wonder, he being trapped there for so long, why does he not, how does he know what's happening inside it, you know, in the world, yeah. Did he like have internet back then? Alright. The Wikipedia, I don't know. Yeah. It was just so interesting that, you know, the words he bring out and the way he destroyed things and so, things like very genuine. Oh, now you pay for the time you took away from me, Zordon, and this kind of things. It just felt so not. It doesn't let kids understand it, but when watch it when you're way older, yeah, you tend to like. I just feel like, hey, so much more is entering my head right now, yeah. This movie is so much, you know. It has so much more context to it, yeah. It's definitely not the best story, but there's so much more context to things, yeah. And then, obviously, when they're fighting in the car park, the lights on the Yellow Ranger's head, the visor for the Red Ranger, it was just so cool. Okay, and that they added these little things, movie exclusives that were not really well used, right? Yes, yeah. And then they had different weapons, like, you know, wires that let them fly around. You know? It was just so much cool weaponry everywhere. Okay? Alright. And every time they use a weapon, it just feels like they have their sort of level of... The weapons add so much personality to them. Yeah. The one thing I kind of felt was a bit upsetting was they didn't fight with swords. I mean, you know, Tommy did use his Saba, but Saba didn't really act as a sword. Saba act like, you know, a heat ray to burn things, but yeah. I felt that it would have been nice to see him use Saba as an actual sword and swing it around and slap things around with it. Yeah. It would have been so cool to have a sword fight scene, which I felt was really lacking. Yes, yeah. And then them coming back to, you know, the base to see it has been destroyed by Ivan Ooze and seeing Zordon there. It was just a very, very well designed scene. Okay, yeah. It felt sad. It really just dampened the whole mood of the movie to a very serious movie. Yeah. Like, you know, the stakes are there. It's not very... Yes, the stakes is like you need to save the world. Okay, yeah. But seeing Zordon in this state, it makes you feel very sad for Zordon. It gives you the emotional, oh no, it's kind of feeling, yeah. It's not, oh, I need to save whole world. It just gives that emotional attachment at that point of time, yeah. And then when they go to the planet, they meet this sexy girl who, you know, say, oh, I'm gonna help you. I'm the great warrior, I'll help you and I'll give you your ninja powers. Okay, yeah. And then with their ninja powers, okay, they fight. Okay, the scene where they're fighting this bone dinosaur, I remember it to be a lot better. Okay, yeah, I do not know why I remember it to be a lot better, yeah, but seeing it again, it's still a visual spectacle, yeah. Okay? It was a serious yet a fun fight, yeah. You can tell that each of them have their strength, each of them have their weaknesses, yeah. And even the last part is just pulling out a piece and then, you know, the whole skeleton fell apart, yeah. I think it's just so entertaining, so interesting how they choreographed this whole thing together, yeah. It's just a movie marvel, yes, yeah. And then we go on to them entering this place where the statues on the wall turn into these monsters and they fight the monsters. I mean, the whole fight was so good. All the stunts, all the fights, all the, you know, how to defeat them. It was just so well done. Like, this is what I want to see, like, you know, working towards a power, which they eventually got, you know, the great power. And the great power, okay, there was a very amazing scene, alright, of all the beasts flying around them and them transforming. So, if you ask me, this whole part was just so well done. Okay, but at this stage, I have one problem. Suits look like they were so poorly maintained. Like, at this point of time, it looks like the suits are falling apart. I'm sorry, the Ranger suits look like they're falling apart at this stage. Yeah, I think the first fight scene has really, like, brought the suits to their limits. Okay, yeah. It feels like the suits are barely heading apart, especially Tommy's chest piece. It looks like it was so badly tattered and breaking apart already, yeah. So back on Earth, Ivan Ooze was doing his Ivan things, controlling the parents, making his monsters come to life. Yeah, and kids are all having fun, and only this kid, I can't remember his name, was trying to save his parents, realized something was wrong, and he gathered all the kids to try to save the parents. So I think that's a good side story. Nothing fantastic, but I think it's a good side story. Yeah. Right, so when the Power Rangers came back to Earth, they basically called upon their Zords. Which, honestly, like I say, at this stage, the suits really felt like they're falling apart. At least from a costumer perspective, yeah, I think the suits are falling apart, and they're barely holding together, especially Tommy's chest piece. Alright, so the Zord fight scenes were nothing impressive. Alright, nothing impressive for this day and time, okay, yeah? But when you're looking at it retrospectively, actually the Zord fight scenes, I didn't know how they did it with CGI back then, yeah. I think this was like a CGI masterpiece for the era, yeah. Alright, the fights really felt very clunky and all. But as clunky as the fights were, yeah, I really enjoyed how the how much effort they were putting in the fights. There's a lot of love put in the fights, and they're trying to capture the old, you know, they try and replace and trying to one up the default Sentai footage of the era. Yeah. So I think it was a very good attempt. Okay, you can see them try, and the only thing that was holding them back was really technology. Yeah. And then, no matter how bad the technology was, they could really make Ivan Ooze look so disgusting, which I think was so well done. But Ivan Ooze turned into this CGI monstrosity. And honestly, when the Power Rangers combined, they have the Megazord. They did some level of, like, you know, Megazord transformation, even though, you know, I could see, okay, it's just polygons going over polygons here. It's like very poorly planned CGI. But, or rather, it's just very poorly planned mechanics. They just add gear so it looks like mechanical, yeah. But I like the fact that they added gear so it looks mechanical, yeah. It'll really give it that Zord feel that I think was so well done, yeah. As much as the Megazord looks like shit, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry for those who really love the movie Megazord. I think it looks like shit, yeah. But as much as it looks like shit, I think it really captures that Megazord aesthetic so well. I think I can forgive it, yeah. Especially for technology of that time, compared to the 2017 movie. Yeah. And then the Megazord looks like this. The posing feels weird, but considering this was a time where they didn't have proper motion capture, yeah, I think it's already a very well done fight sequence. Okay, yeah. Not the best, but I think it was a very well done fight sequence for its era. And I think they also know their limit, that they couldn't have a good final scene. Alright, this is why I say, you know, it felt a bit disappointing in terms of the ending, yeah. I'm also just floating in space. And it ends up... Okay, they didn't have any cool finishing moves, okay, yeah. And to end it off with a crotch kick, to be honest, it was so hilarious. It was just so funny. I'm gonna let it pass, okay? It was just a creative way of ending everything. That crotch kick. And oh! California, like, okay, I know it's a meme right now, yeah. It's definitely a terrible fight scene, but the meme potential, okay, I'm gonna just forgive you. The beginning of this whole movie has never taken itself that seriously, yeah. This whole movie was just meant to be a fun, little haphazard movie, and I enjoy it. Like, they never once tried to turn this movie into a serious movie, yeah. Unlike the 2017, they tried to turn this movie into this whole dark and serious movie. I think if they have just turned it into the action flicks film, nobody would have complained about a movie being so bad for 2017, yeah. Like, in this movie, they are just unapologetically having fun. Yes, yeah. And showing their love for Power Rangers, which is amazing, yeah. And the last part when they revived Zordon, the scene just felt so magical. Like, I know it's like reverse footage, you know. I know it's very cheap CGI effects here, but it was just so magical. It was just so well done. It was just a nice closing to the whole movie, yeah. Okay, and I never had this level of like, you know, nice closing of a movie in the 2017 movie. I just felt like I just tried to build into a second movie that hasn't happened, or probably will never happen, yeah. And this movie just felt like they just go one full circle. They just end up the whole thing, and yes, everything is back to normal, and Zordon is alive. And the last part with the fireworks and the thank you to the Power Rangers, I think it's just so well put together. Yes, yeah. And end of the day, is this movie something this stand the test of time? Aside from the CGI, I think this movie is actually way better than a lot of movies we have in recent times here. It's not taking itself too seriously, but there's also a plot that keeps you invested with the whole Zordon part here. And also the characters keep you invested because the characters are just so standout. The characters, you know, you can really feel the personality of each of the characters so well in this one here. So I really enjoy what they did in this one, and honestly, yes, I think it's standing the test of time here, aside from CGI. Okay, let me know what your thoughts down below. Did this movie hit all the nostalgia marks for you? Did this movie fail for you? Is this movie overhyped? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one.